When we found out we were having twins, we were thrilled, but also a little terrified. Nobody really prepares you for the extra hardships that come with a twin pregnancy, and there are a lot of them. In this video, I share the biggest challenges we faced, but more importantly, I'll share how we dealt with each one. So if you're going through this too, you'll feel a little less alone and a little more prepared. Now I'm going to share these in the order we actually experienced them. And the very first one hit immediately, which was anxiety. In the beginning, we had extreme miscarriage anxiety, and that is honestly still an understatement. Like, can't sleep, can't think about anything else sort of levels of just worry. It was honestly pretty crazy, and I even made a whole video about how we handled that. Once we passed that stage, the fear sort of shifted a bit. It became more so anxiety about the future. Which, let's be honest, that's probably a totally normal thing when your life just dramatically changed overnight. We had been trying to conceive for 4 years, so yeah, I was mentally ready for a positive test, and also kind of numb because it had been so long that I stopped believing it would actually happen for us. We were literally told that we had unexplained infertility, and we should probably only count on conceiving with IVF. Then, all of a sudden, we were pregnant, with twins. Nobody expects twins, and life with 2 babies is said to be a lot more difficult. And honestly, I'm still anxious a bit. Partly because I'm working a lot. I'm actually running another business right now, and I'm worried about, how I'm still going to do that when I have 2 babies. But here's what's helped so far. Prepare as much as you reasonably can, and then accept that you honestly have no idea how things will actually be when the babies are here. We'll just have to figure it out as we go. That mindset alone lowered my stress. It really is out of our hands a little bit. Also, this is a little side tangent, but join twin-specific communities. Baby Center has an active twins group. There are plenty of Facebook groups too. Hearing from other twin parents has been super valuable to me personally, even, as a dad. And I feel like I have a lot more understanding on how things are going to be going for us here pretty soon, just through, joining those communities. Anyway, the next big hurdle was the information gap. And this one really hurt, especially as first-time parents with no real experience caring for infants at all. Most advice out there is designed for singleton pregnancies, which makes sense because multiples are only about 3% of pregnancies overall. But it also means that websites, books, and YouTube channels often don't really cater to us. That's one reason I started my channel here, is because I do want to help other twin parents like myself, so I will be sharing things that, we went through. Now, a lot of the core info does overlap with singleton pregnancies, but the honest truth is that there are plenty of things that are different with twins. Some of those things, like sleep training or feeding, are things you'll probably want to handle much differently. 2 things helped us a ton. First, I read through this book that I really liked called What to Do When You're Having 2 by Natalie Diaz. It's focused less on pregnancy and more on what happens once the babies are here, and that's honestly exactly what we needed to wrap our heads around the next phase. Second is AI tools. Now, I know I'll catch some flack for this, but it genuinely helps. Unlike a normal Google search, with ChatGPT I could share our exact specific situation, the really unique aspects of our lives, and it tailored its advice specifically to me. It lowered anxiety and gave us a next step to take. I've got videos on both the books I read during pregnancy and how I used AI to help with anxiety, so check those out if you want to go deeper. Let's talk appointments. At first, I was excited about the extra check-ins. When you're worried about losing them, every chance to see them was an opportunity to get some reassurance and stop worrying, even if it was honestly just for a moment. But now in the second half of the 3rd trimester, they're honestly a little bit overbearing. We live in the rural countryside of eastern Washington. Our high-risk clinic is in a much bigger city, which means a 6-hour round trip. Yes, that 6 hours round trip. If you're carrying multiples, there's a good chance you'll be sent to a high-risk clinic, and those are usually only in larger areas. For us, there's nothing close by, and our OBGYN insisted that we do almost all of our appointments there. In the first 2 trimesters, we had appointments roughly once a month, and honestly, this wasn't so bad. Now, at 31 weeks at the time I recorded this, we're going weekly, and they may even become more frequent. Our doctor even told us that at any point from here on out, they might keep my wife from monitoring until the babies are born, even if that day is a month away. That was definitely eye-opening. Appointments aren't just more frequent, they're longer as well. There are 2 babies to monitor. So picture this. 3 hours driving there, 4 hours in the clinic for some appointments. Yes, I wish I was exaggerating, I'm not. And 3 hours back. That is longer than 10 hours, which is longer than flying from the west coast of the United States all the way to Europe. So yeah, prepare for lots and lots of appointments. You may have more or fewer than us, but for us it's been a lot. It's tough, but you can definitely handle it. Now let's talk about the money and baby gear. I know this is something a lot of people worry about. Gas, time off work, it all adds up. Then you start buying stuff. And buying for 2 babies means you're buying a lot more. Car seats, diapers, cribs, those big essentials you absolutely need. The good news though is you actually don't need 2 of everything. For example, you don't need 2 baby monitor bases, 2 breast pumps, or 2 changing tables. But here's something you might not expect. Some items cost more, specifically because they're designed for twins. Twin strollers and twin bassinets, for example, are pricier than their singleton counterparts, even if you buy 2 of them. And you'll need more, but not necessarily double, of outfits, bottles, burp cloths, all the sort of daily use things, and, other things like that. You may also need to plan for formula. I didn't know this, but most mothers aren't able to produce enough milk to feed 2 babies at once without supplementing with formula. This isn't anything to feel bad about, of course, but I didn't realize how few moms are able to do it. According to the National Institute of Health, it's only 21.9%. Finally, let's talk about twin-specific issues. And my god, do I feel sorry for my wife. She is extremely uncomfortable and fatigued right now, and no matter what I do, I can't take that away. As stressful as this has been for me, I'm not the one carrying the load, facing labor fears, and dealing with all the sort of physical things that comes from being pregnant with freaking 2 babies. By about 28 weeks with twins, you're already at the equivalent of full term with a singleton pregnancy. And most twins still double their weight in the remaining 10 weeks. That's a lot to carry, literally and figuratively. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I don't want YouTube to ding me for getting into medical territory, so I'm just going to share our experience. We worried a lot about the common singleton issues, things like preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, and so on. And thankfully, so far, we haven't experienced anything like that. What we did run into was called IUGR, or intrauterine growth restriction. Our babies are measuring really small right now. At our latest appointment, they were in the 3rd and 5th percentile. That's one reason we're being monitored so closely. My wife is also anemic, which is common with twins. 2 babies mean more blood and iron demand. Now, she's taken an iron supplement for that now, which has caused some light nausea, but nothing like the first trimester. The babies being small is our big concern right now. The doctors say her risk of preterm birth is higher, and we're preparing for a possible NICU stay. We've also got our hospital bag ready, and I'd currently say we're worried but hopeful, sort of like the mental state we're in. Ultimately, perspective matters. We worried about every possible issue, and so far, things have honestly mostly been good. I don't want to scare you, just to share that there are extra things to keep an eye on with twins, and you're not alone if you're going through them. So, where are we now? We are so close to the end of the pregnancy. We're doing everything we can to keep them cooking as long as possible. But honestly, by the time this video is even published, our daughters may already be here. Here's my summary if you're on this road too. Expect more anxiety, and make peace with the unknown. Prepare, and then let go a little. Expect fewer resources tailored to you, and actively seek twin-specific help. That book really helped. Those communities help too. Even AI helps. I will try to help you with my channel here as well. Expect more appointments, and longer ones. Build travel time, work time, and recovery time into your weeks. Next, expect to spend more money, but you may not need 2 of everything. Be strategic. Borrow when you can. Buy twin-specific items only when it truly matters. Finally, expect twin-specific curveballs, because they can happen. You can do this. I truly believe in you. If you found this helpful, I'll be sharing lots of other lessons and experiences raising twins here on this channel, so consider subscribing. Wishing you the best with your twins, and have a fantastic day.